So I'll show you 5 ways you can save on Google AdWords. I'm not going to show you how to build a Google AdWords campaign because I think, to be honest, it's not really the best way for you to do it. If you don't have a lot of skills in this space, I'd say stick with Google AdWords Express or get someone to help you do this. So the first one, get it designed right. It makes so much difference with a certified Google partner. And they'll design it right and then trim out those costs for you. Remember we drew up that thing where you're just getting rid of all the waste until it becomes really, really efficient. So we're doing that bit. The second thing was Geo-Target. So set it up so that, remember, it's been a bit of a theme. So what's the geographical circle? All our advertising, pretty much for most people in the room, what's our geographical circle? And we only want to show our ads in that. So it's very, very easy for all of you to be the big fish in the small pond. Okay, so 20 Ks around Parramatta in this example. Okay, so focus on buying intent search terms only. So keywords mean search terms. So here, I've typed in, this is that Google Keyword Planner tool. So you type into it your main search term, excuse me. You type into it your main search term and then it spits out a whole bunch of other search terms that were keywords that it thinks are relevant. So here, like the main search term of home loans, I wouldn't call home loans a buying keyword, you know what I mean? Because it's just so general, like, do they just want to learn about home loans? Are they looking for one? You know, that kind of stuff. But if they're searching for refinance home loan, can you see how there's a buying intent associated with that? They've actually got something they want to do. So if you do go to setting up Google AdWords, you want to make sure that whoever does it for you is focusing on what we call buying intent keywords, that they're actually focusing on things that are going to progress further down the customer journey. The other thing is that concept of conversion tracking, which we spoke briefly about before. If anytime you've got a web form on your website or you've got a checkout or whatever, it's important if they fill in that form that it passes them over to a thank you page. You see it all the time where you've got like web forms get filled in online and then it just pops up and says, thank you, your request has been submitted. That's hopeless because you can't say they went to mydomain.com/main service. They started there, but we need to know that they went to /thanks or whatever, that kind of thing. That's a conversion. They filled in your form, they inquired about your consult, they bought your product. We need to know that's a conversion, and we can track that in Google, we can track that in Facebook. And then, because what it allows us to start doing then is we have all these search terms and then it'll tell us how many conversions that it gave us over that period of time. So all these search terms here had conversions, so we keep them running. But these ones, say if it's been running for a couple of months, even though in theory they're good search terms, if they're not resulting in any leads or they're not resulting in any sales, we're better off to pause them and get rid of them. It's the same concept as pulling the anchor out of the water on the boat. Even if the anchor's only partway in and it's not on the ground, it's still going to slow the boat down. So as we pull the anchor out, the boat comes up and it gets heavier. So by getting rid of all the waste, Google rewards you as well because you've got a healthier account. So they see everything we send through to these guys is working. So they like that as well. And then the other thing for this, what we call this pruning, is you can also see certain search terms resulted in $20 leads, certain search terms resulted in $15 leads, $12 leads, that kind of stuff. So here we can sort by, how much it cost us to get a lead, and then any that are too expensive, you can pause. So here, anything that was over $10 to get a lead, we just paused because the business owner didn't want to spend more than $10 on a lead. Does that make sense? So you can really, really start to make it efficient. So people who say it's too expensive probably don't have it set up right, to be fair, or they've got too much of a small ticket item. So, because what's a figure you would say your average client is worth for you guys? A couple $100, couple $1,000?
Initially, $2,000 to $4,000 initially.
Yep. Yeah, right. So if that's the case, I would skip the AdWords, or you could do AdWords Express to test it, but it would make sense to get a professional AdWords campaign design because it's going to pay for itself, definitely. But knowing this stuff, you need to make sure that it's getting pruned. I know the agency side because I used to run an agency for 6 years. Often agencies will set it up initially and then not do much with it. So you need to be like holding them accountable. What are you doing to reduce our cost per lead? Can you show us what is resulting in leads? That kind of stuff. So, and some of these businesses don't show you Oh, so there's a couple tricks. You want to make sure it's your AdWords account, not a marketing agency's AdWords account, because if they use their own AdWords account, you're not getting this asset that's got a history and all that kind of stuff. And so say, for example, you were my AdWords agency and all of a sudden I realized, you know what, these guys aren't doing anything. And then I met you and then you said you could take it over. I could then pass the account over. But whereas if you'd built it and it was in your AdWords account, even then if she was going to take over managing my AdWords, I've got nothing to pass over. So it's there's a few tricks to this industry. So it's very, very important. It's your AdWords account. And it's also, then you can get the full transparency because there's companies out there that all they show you is a couple fancy reports, but they don't show you anything like with the workings. You need to be, as a switched on business owner, you need to see what's bringing in leads and what's not, and what's bringing in expensive leads and what's not. You know what? If someone's searching for this term, don't show my ad. That's rubbish. It's not got anything to do with us. You know, that kind of stuff. So it's just like a minus phrase. So that's kind of the high level version of what we do to get that really, really pruned down.